What's up? 13. Lucky 13. 13. That's a nice number. October's coming up soon. So not only, that reminds me of 13/31, Halloween, whoopee! So I set the stage a little bit different today. You gotta do that sometimes when you want a little bit different perspective, and I don't really like the way things were looking, so I did an about face. A 180. Literally. So I'm looking at things different. I got some freaking most beautiful roses over here, red, yellow, and orange, and some purple other doohickeys. Definitely feels like fall. Definitely feels like fall. September 11th, 2017 is what day it is. I don't need to say anything else about that. I will post a video though if you like to if you like good stories. It's about a 30-minute video. It's a very, very good story. I mean, look at all the people that like the Bible. That's a great storybook. So it's been a very, very, very draining 24 hours. Draining. I am depleted. It's hard for me to admit that. Because I am an Aries, and Aries are always brave and strong and full of vigor. Not today, my friend. I was out here word googling, the old-fashioned way. I used to look at words like they were like fortune telling to me. Like I'd ask myself questions and I'd open the dictionary and I'd close my eyes and I'd point at a word and it was often apropos. And I happened upon this dictionary. It belonged to a very special woman to me. Anyway, I got a couple of house cleaning things I need to talk about. Number one, Third Eye Activated has its own Instagram page. So if you click right down here in the corner, it says InstaSnap, because I like my words better. Go ahead and click on that. There's only 3 photos. Just nothing but high vibes. Nothing but high vibes. Beautiful things there, I hope to add more. So feel free to share whatever you like. Click, 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 clickety, click, 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 click. Subscribe. Or not. Let's see what else. I'm looking at my production notes for today. There's lots of stuff on my production notes today. I had a new theory. I'm starting with the new theory, but I have a lot more research to do. But there's a little hintry. So what else? Buy t-shirts. There's also a button down there. STPLT. It'll take you to Etsy. Help me support my mission and helping giving people the best day of their lives, whether they know it or not. Probably not. I like the not route. So, what else is going on? Those are my commercials. In case you did not think that you were lucky to be alive today, just oven by yourself. How about this? I'll put this video in the thanks to Ben and his freaking genius and his dedication for years and years and years in a science that people have scoffed at and freaking have never taken seriously, and now he's freaking he's a frontiersman. He's a brilliant. SpaceObservers. I'm gonna post a little video. I gotta warn you though, your heart might race a little bit when you see it. Yep. It's true, and most people don't even know what fucking space weather is. But to be fair, you know, there's a point in time I didn't know what space weather is too. So I know sometimes I've likely come across as like a know-it-all and even in some people's eyes, I'm sure arrogant. how I see it is, I don't know, I'm just trying to share information just like Ben is and everybody else. We're all just trying to get by. We're all in the same race. We're just in different lanes, and we're in different, we don't necessarily all get to start at the same time, you know, so we'll get there. I'm trying to soften my tone. For my sake, nobody else's. I know I am intense. People that are intense is because the things that they talk about matter. So, whatever. There ain't nothing wrong with intensity. You know who else was intense? Jonathan Winters. You know who else was intense? Still is? Carol Burnett. Let me just name off a few intense folks. Marina Abramovic. I hope to God I meet her one day, dude. She is like a queen to me. So, Robin Williams, of course. Aig. Jack Nicholson. Mozart. Bach. Beck. Led Zeppelin. I'm cool with intensity. So, what else? You know, I was in IT for fucking 10 years. And I know what I know what I'm doing. And I am, you know, a spectrometer. I'm on the spectrum. Whether they call it, you know, you can call it what you want. Asperger's, freaking Aspie. I like Aspie. Ospie. But I am clearly there. So, I can speak for myself, and perhaps if you can recognize with what I'm about to say, if it jives with you, then maybe you might look into your own path. They say a lot of people that are in IT are good for, there's a lot of Aspies in IT, spectrometers. I'm just sticking with my words, spectrometers in IT. And that's because we have a mind that can freaking do the same thing over and over and over and over with the ever most slightest differences to determine and to resolve, to find solutions. That's how our minds work. Engineers, you know, musicians. I mean, like freaking Maggie Rogers, man, she is so brilliant. Fucking God, she is a musical genius. There's nothing else. There's no other descriptor for her than that. She's brilliant. So, anyway, I could go on and on. I'll just do a freaking video about her. It's ridiculous how talented she is. So again, I get paid for none of this stuff. It's just freaking good stuff that'll raise your vibe. Anyway, so IT is so crazy, and it took me probably a good 2 solid hours to get my Instasnap profile set up to link to my third eye profile. It was just, it's all so glitchy, and I can only imagine the frustration a tech-hearted person would have. Andy Beeson. So I can only imagine the frustrations. It's just freaking stupid. And it's just because it's all so convoluted. It's so convoluted. And they try to streamline it, but they just make things more complicated. But, oh well. Anyway, what else was I going to talk about today? Oh, discernment. Discernment and the final purge. my path has brought me up to this point so far. Where I've the point zero that I'm sitting at right now is like in the story that is unraveling in the metaphysical world right now. Please don't bite me, please, please. Oh my God, that was like it was like the Queen Yellow Jacket was just chilling on my knee. I just need a minute. Because it scared me. I didn't want to get... I've been bitten by... Not stung, but bitten by a yellow jacket. No, stung. No, it was stung, yeah. By a yellow jacket when I was driving down the road. Right between the shoulder blades. That was it. That was an experience that was significant enough for me to remember it probably, 20 years later, so 25 years later, 24, 3. Hi, look at that. There were 2 connected dragonflies. That was the love float. Anyway. So, yeah, the last 24 hours, with the weather, Irma landing, and people are coming out of the storm, and there's flooding, but we kind of dodged a bullet there a little bit. I know there's still, no, we did not dodge, we dodged a bigger bullet than what was loaded in the chamber. How's that? So, that, the CME last night that nearly, what do they call them? Planet killers. We avoided a planet killer last night. Something that, it was huge, and we're still feeling the after effects of the proton storms that are actively happening right now. And what else happened? And I smell smoke again. Like you said, I don't watch the news. I don't look at it. I use my senses to determine my current surroundings, and there's smoke again. Quite a bit, actually. It's quite a haze. So, what else? Had a surprise guest in town yesterday. That is for... I'll just talk about the energy of that. The energy of that was... it was healing because I got to... I get to live in 5D. So, I get to exist in 5D. I'm really trying to integrate back into 3D. For practical purposes. So, the effort is being made. You don't know how much progress you've made in 5D until you are fucking thrown in to 3D, and 3D smacked me in the face yesterday morning. Just all day long. And it was ugly and it was beautiful. No, let me start that over. It was beautiful and it was ugly. And actually the day ended up just heart-wrenching. Just so heart-wrenching. And this is just based in my... resolution to a journey, the end of it. And it was so funny, like the instant it happened, I looked down. I was walking downtown, and the instant I felt the blow, I looked down, and this little guy, boop, 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 was on the ground. And I stopped, And I just like tuned out of where I was in the situation and with the news I was getting. And I'll put it away later. And I just instantly was brought to peace. My hand's sweaty, so it's sticking to my finger. So I instantly came down to my 0.0, and it was just like instant peace. I went to bed. I got a good night's sleep. Or actually, before I went to bed, I saw the news about the frickin' 100x frickin' CME that we missed last night. That's an exaggeration, but I mean, usually, 10 is fucking insane, but this thing he was like 10, 20, 30, 40. I mean, it was a planet killer. So, which happened at about the same time I found my white flip feather. It was a planet killer. The good news is... The good news is... I love it. Today is a new day, and I woke up. And I got to go to sleep knowing how truly blessed I am to wake up. Because it probably almost couldn't happen. I mean, every day it's like that, but people don't even know it. People don't know how close they are. And then, of course, what's the date, you know? Of course, I had to do a video about that. I was at work that day. Off at Air Force Base. I didn't even know the towers fell until 11 o'clock 10 o'clock at night. And my friends in California told me. Fucking baby bitch face Bush goes frickin' taxiing by. Don't worry. I flipped him off. With my left hand. I would never dishonor. But he was never honorable, so he got that. He got the left hand salute. So I'll post a little video on that. People, people just are like, prove it, prove it, prove it. I mean, that's how I am anyway. Other people are like, opinion, opinion, opinion. I'm like, facts, facts, facts. Facts, they're all synonymous, I guess. It depends on how you want to set up your view, but all in all, it's a really beautiful time to be alive. Fall. It's fall across the universe. Except for below, it's about to be spring below the equator. So, it's kind of a... Today, it's a pastel color day. Because of the smoke and stuff like that. I love fall, man. I love everything about fall. Fall in Oregon, I'm super stoked about that. So, alright, I think I'm done. I just had to get some stuff off my chest, mostly. I want people to remember, stay hydrated. Discernment. Use discernment. Use your discernment. Don't use your own knowing. You got 6 senses. You got more than that. Use those. Don't use other people's senses. Yesterday was a big test for me as far as standing in my truth. And I got to do it with dignity. And I'm pretty proud of myself. So, looks like I'm back on the bandwagon, folks. Peace, y'all.